بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين المصطفى أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وقرآنه الحميد وقوله الحق: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقال الملك ائتوني به فلما جاءه الرسول قال ارجع إلى ربك فاسأله ما بال النسوة اللاتي قطعن أيديهن إن ربي بكيدهن عليم. قال ما خطبكن إذ راوتن يوسف عن نفسه قلن حاش لله ما علمنا عليه من سوء. قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق أنا راودته عن نفسه وإنه لمن الصادقين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Last time, when we discussed Surat Yusuf, verse number 50, we said the king, after listening to the interpretation of Yusuf alayhi salam, he liked that advice and the interpretation so much, especially after his ministers and his wizards, the people who used to do the wizard and the magicians, and those people who can look at the stars and predict the future, the kahana, they all could not interpret his dream. They all said these are basically invalid dreams, or basically this dream is nonsense. Yet Yusuf alayhi salam came with his interpretation, which was such a thorough interpretation of the dream. So upon listening to this, he said, bring him to me. Bring him to me. And apparently from the ayat, he did not just want him to come. He actually wanted to free him. He wanted to free him. Now last time we said it is important for us as a community and as a society to advise one another, to provide admonishments. And it's important for both the person who's giving the advice and for a person receiving the advice. And we mentioned few points that a person who is providing the advice and few guidelines that one should follow when providing the advice. Anyone who's interested, the lecture is online, you can go and listen to it. At the same time, this king was also a person who was concerned about his subjects. Although he was not a Muslim, yet he was an individual who was concerned about his society. And that's why he liked the interpretation of Yusuf and the advice of Yusuf alayhi salam. And he said, bring him to me. Now, he freed him. How do we know he freed him? Because Yusuf alayhi salam did not just say, okay, let's go. He actually put a condition. If the command of the king was just to bring Yusuf alayhi salam, it was an order, Yusuf would not have had an option. They would have brought the prisoner to the king. But it wasn't so. Apparently from the ayat, we understand that it was not just a command, an order, bring him to me, but rather it was a freedom release or a release of prison. It was an order to release him and bring him. Because it was an order to free Yusuf alayhi salam, Yusuf then had a chance to say, well, hold on a second. So what happened there? What did Yusuf say? Yusuf then replied, فَلَمَّا جَاءَهُ الرَّسُولُ. So a messenger came from the king to Yusuf alayhi salam. Now this messenger is telling Yusuf that you're free. After all these years in prison, you're now free. Come out. Some riwayat say he spent about 18 years in the prison, total. Some riwayat. Some say 7 years in prison. Nonetheless, he spent a period of time in the prison. Now, after all these years, the messenger comes from the king saying, you're free, come. What does he say? قَالَ ارْجِعْ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ. Go back to your Lord. Rabbik. Rabbik here is the Lord. So go back to your Lord. And what does he say? Now here's interesting. Listen about, or let's learn from the akhlaq of Yusuf alayhi salam. The adab, the politeness of Yusuf. Why was Yusuf put in the prison in the first place? If you remember, this was many months ago now. But if you remember, the Yusuf alayhi salam, his innocence was proven from the baby that gave testimony in the king's palace that Yusuf is innocent. He did not do anything. And the king realized this, that Yusuf did not do anything. And so he told his wife, he told her and he told Yusuf, you don't tell people about what happened here. And he told the wife, this is all from you. You're the one who's masterminding all these issues. And then the women, if you remember, the women of Egypt, apparently some of the elite women, the ministers' wives, they came and they also started to also get attracted to Yusuf alayhi salam. So the wife of the king, then she pressured the king. After Yusuf alayhi salam not submitting to what she wants of him, to her demands, she pressured the king. After all, she was a very beautiful woman. She was the wife of the king. So even though Yusuf is innocent and the king knows he's innocent, she managed to persuade him and convince him that she's right and he's wrong. And so they thought, you know what? Let us keep this matter under the carpet a little bit for a few years. Let's put him in the prison. And that's how things work out. Even in this day and age, the problem is not solved from the root. This is what they call a band-aid solution. They just take somebody, the weakest person, and they put him in the prison, or they kill him, or they finish him, and this is it, khalas, it's done. And let people forget about what happened. But the interesting thing is, he was put in the prison there for that reason, being innocent. And for the pleasure of Allah, he did not want to commit a sin. So he said, Ya Allah, it is more preferred to me that I go into the prison, that I do what they want me to do, Ya Allah. And according to the Quran, apparently Yusuf did not get the interpretation of the dream, that ni'mah, that blessing, until he actually stopped the temptations. And that's why some of the ulama, they say, Allah will bless those individuals. One of the reasons He will bless individuals with the interpretation of the dream. Some people have that ability. And some people can earn that ability if they can resist temptations with this matter. Some woman, for example, tries to seduce them, but they resist that for the sake of Allah. Those individuals, Allah will bless them. Allah will bless them. And then he was put in the prison after all these years. Now he gets the chance. Now if we put ourselves in his shoes, 18 years of imprisonment, and now the chance has come for him to be liberated. Last time we said, even then, he did not think selfishly. He was not selfish. He gave the advice. That's selflessness. This is the akhlaq of Yusuf. He gave the advice. He could have told them, you know what? This is what you've done to me. Go. Khalas. I don't really care. But he gave the advice. And now what? How does he explain his innocence? Does he tell the king that, you know what? That minister's wife, the Aziz's wife, is the one who tried to really make me commit the haram? Or does he say the women tried to force me to do the haram? Is that what he says? No. No. He uses some indirect language that is very polite and very respectful in dealing about the situation or talking about it. What does he say? Let's read. قال ارجع إلى ربك. Go back to your Lord. فاسأله. Ask him. ما بال النسوة اللاتي قطعن أيديهن. What was that great event that happened to those women who cut their hands? If you remember, when the king's wife, she called these women, just to refresh the memories, she called these women because the women started having a talk that this beautiful woman, this beautiful queen or princess, she's married to the king or to a high-ranking minister in the society, and she's going after this servant of hers. So she invited them, she made them all sit down, served them with fruit, and she gave them a knife. And then she told them, bring Yusuf. So Yusuf was brought, and instead of cutting the fruit, his beauty overwhelmed them, mesmerized them, that they started cutting their fingers without realizing. They didn't even realize that they were cutting their fingers because of the beauty of Yusuf salamullahi alayhi. And they said, Hasha lillah. They said, this is not a human being. This is a malak. This is an angel from Allah. That's what they said. So he refers to that incident. He goes to that incident. He does not mention what they tried to do to him. Very respectfully. Go back to that incident. Ask them what happened there. And then that will result or lead to his innocence once he points out that incident. So here he tells him, go back to your Lord, فَاسْأَلْهُ مَا بَالُ النِّسْوَةِ اللَّاتِي قَطَّعْنَ أَيْدِيَهُنَّ إِنَّ رَبِّي بِكَيْدِهِنَّ عَلِيمٌ. Allah is all aware, or my Lord is all aware of their plot. Their plot. They plotted. And so then the king goes and asks them, قَالَ مَا خَطْبُكُنْ. What happened there? إِذْ رَاوَتُّنَّ يُوسُفَ عَنْ نَفْسِهِ. So then he brought them forth. Apparently the king brought them forth. And he told them what happened here. The beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam mesmerized your minds to the reason, to the point where you cut off your hands. So then did this lead to something else? The reason that we imprisoned Yusuf? You people wanted something of him. Because then when the women saw Yusuf, now more trouble happened for Yusuf. Before it was one woman running after him. Now, mashallah, a whole bunch of them. Each one is telling him, come and do the ma'siyah wal-'iyadhu billah. And that's why in some of the riwayat, hadith, they say, one of the reasons they thought we'll imprison this guy. They said, if this is what he's done to the minister's wives and to the king's wife, what happens if he goes into the street? What will he do? He'll cause chaos. So they thought, let's put him in the prison so people don't see him. So now, he's telling them, the king is telling them, what happened there? ما خطبكن الخطب الأمر العظيم. يعني what was that great event? What that great deed that you did? إذ راوتن يوسف عن نفسه. When you asked Yusuf alayhi salam to commit the ma'siyah, the haram, wal-'iyadhu billah. What happened? And here is the proof, another proof. If you remember back then, many months ago when we discussed this, I showed several proofs from the Quran that Yusuf did not even think about the ma'siyah. One of the reasons I stated was Allah refers to him as one of the servants who are mukhlasin with a fatha. And those who are mukhlasin, shaitan cannot have control over them. According to Surat Al-Hijr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he expelled Iblis from his mercy, Iblis said, I will take control of all of the human, all your creation, except who? The servants who are mukhlasin. Those I have no control over them. And Allah refers to Yusuf alayhi salam here because Allah wants to prove that Yusuf is innocent. That he is one of the servants who are mukhlasin with a fatha. Mukhlasin, not mukhlisin. So mukhlas with a fatha means those who devote themselves all for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Submit completely to Allah, and then Allah chooses them as a consequence of their submission. This is mukhlasin. So Yusuf never even thought about the ma'siyah. And that's why we reject all the ahadith that are mentioned and narrated that say that Yusuf alayhi salam wanted to commit the sin, wal-'iyadhu billah, but then he saw his father, an image of his father telling him that, no, don't do this. Or Jibreel came to him, for example, and told him, no, we reject all this because it goes against the asma of the prophets, the infallibility of the prophets, and goes against the akhlaq even. Goes against the akhlaq, the manners and morality. A decent human being would not do something like this. And we have some ulama, some fuqaha, who were exposed to such situations and they resisted. They didn't submit to it. So if a alim, a faqih who is not a ma'soom, not an infallible, a scholar does not submit. Yusuf alayhi salam, who is a prophet of Allah, submits. Wal-'iyadhu billah. No, we reject that. And here is another proof. In ayah number 51, they reply, قُلْنَا حَاشَ لِلَّهِ مَا عَلِمْنَا عَلَيْهِ مِنْ سُوءٍ. We never saw anything wrong from him. He did not do anything wrong, this man. حَاشَ لِلَّهِ. And then, when the king's wife saw this, after all these years, she could not now stop and keep silent anymore. So she responded as well. قالت امرأة العزيز, the wife of the minister or the Aziz, the honorable man. Apparently this Aziz is not the same as the king. The king is different from the Aziz, apparently. They're two different individuals. But yet this Aziz is a high-ranking official in the kingdom. Apparently they're not the same. So قالت امرأة العزيز الآن حصحص الحق. Now the truth has surfaced. The truth now has prevailed. أنا راودته عن نفسه. Right now she proves his innocence. I am the one who actually went after him. وإنه لمن الصادقين. Not only that, he is a truthful man. He is a truthful man. Not only am I was the one who's going after him, but indeed he is also truthful. All the claims or all the allegations that he's been denying all these years, he's right. He did not do anything. It was only me. Before we go on to the next ayat, these couple of sentences or verses of the Holy Quran, they really tell us, mu'mineen and mu'minat, and prove to us something that we have witnessed throughout history, and that is the truth will always prevail. Haqq, truth. And we have haqq on one side, and you have what else? What else? Batil, falsehood. Falsehood. Haqq on one side, and the falsehood or batil on the other side. Batil might win sometimes, but it will not prevail. It will fail. It will fail. And we see that throughout history. Not just with religious issues and religious matters, even non-religious matters. There was a mathematician and an astronomer by the name of Galileo, a physicist. Einstein calls him, he is the father of modern science, refers to him as the father of modern science. He died in the year 1642. So about, more than 350 years ago. He followed an ideology that the sun was not, or the earth was not at the center of the universe. No. But rather, the earth rotates around the sun. This idea was proposed by another astronomer, a man by the name of Copernicus Nicolaus, a Polish man, a Polish astronomer. He proposed this idea about 200 years before, or 100 years almost before, Galileo. Galileo came and he endorsed the idea. He invented the telescope. One of the things that Galileo made was the telescope. And by studying the stars and the movement of the stars and the planets, he came to the conclusion that the earth is not at the center of the universe and everything is revolving around the earth. No. In fact, the earth is going around the sun and the planets are going around the sun. The church at the time, they opposed him. They opposed him because the original ideology was what they call the geocentric ideology, which means everything revolves around the earth. That ideology, that was the prevalence. Now he came to oppose this ideology, so the church then opposed him. They warned him. They told him, be careful, be careful, otherwise you're going to be punished. He kept quiet for a few years, but then he couldn't. He kept on saying that, no, this is the way it is. So in the year 1632 or 33, he was put under house arrest. And he was accused of causing a lot of damage to the faith of the doctrine, of the Christian doctrine. Heresy, they call it. So he was causing a lot of problems, and he was put under house arrest from 1632 or 33 up to 1642 for about 10 years, 9 or 10 years, until he died. He died. 1642 he died. Okay? 300 years after his imprisonment, 300, in 1932, a pope, the pope at the time was Pope Pius II. He came out and he said that Galileo was a hero for what he did, a hero. And then in 1992, so 350 years after his death, 350 years after, Pope John Paul II, the former pope, he came out and he apologized. He made a public apology to what was done to Galileo. And he said, this is a lesson for us. We learned from this lesson. So the truth finally prevailed. The truth prevailed. Now, we're not trying to criticize any religion here or say something is right here, whatever. No. It's just that in Islam, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi and Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam and our Imams alayhim salam, they taught us that you never fight an ideology with force. Many people used to come to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam with some strange ideologies. Ibn Abi al-Awja, for example, he was not a believer among the Zanadiqa, the people who rejected Allah. Many times he would come sit down with the Imam, and the Imam always keeps him silent, using logic, using common sense. He would keep silent. Even to the extent one day Ibn Abi al-Awja came with two other people, Abu Shakir al-Disani and the Abdullah ibn al-Muqaffa. This man was an Iranian man. His real name was Ruzbe. And he was the one who translated the book Kalila wa Dumna. I don't know if maybe the Iranian brothers, they know. The Kalila wa Dumna, it was translated by him into Arabic. So he translated this book. Originally it was written in the Indian language, translated to Farsi, and from Persian or Farsi, it was translated to Arabic by him, Abdullah ibn al-Muqaffa. But although his name was Abdullah, he was not really Abdullah. He was Abdul Shaitan. Nonetheless, one day the three of them came. Abdullah ibn al-Muqaffa, Ibn Abi al-Awja, and Abu Shakir al-Disani. They came to the Kaaba. They saw all the people doing tawaf around the Kaaba. Ibn Abi al-Awja, this man, he told those two men with him. He said, you see all those people doing tawaf in here? He said, yes, we see them. He said, all of them are mindless. All of them don't have aql. They're all crazy people. Except this sheikh, that old man there. And he pointed at Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. He said, that man, except him. So Abu Shakir al-Disani, it was his first time encountering Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. He told him, how come only him? He said, this man, never have I had a discussion or a debate with him and I won. He always makes my mind twist. That's what he says. You can refer to this in Kitab al-Ihtijaj by Allama al-Tabrasi, the whole incident. He says, always he makes my mind twist. And he tells them, don't go discuss with him because he'll make also your mind twist. Don't go there. Now this is interesting. You see, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam teaches us نحن أصحاب الدليل حيثما مال نميل. He says we are the people of logic, common sense, and truth. We have the truth. Wherever the truth goes, wherever the logic is, that's where we are. That's why in our religion, just the other day I was having a debate or a discussion with somebody. He was asking all sorts of questions. I told him, listen, let's not get into about these side issues. He was asking, for example, about some minor issues. Let's not get into what they are. Minor issues. I told him, our religion is a religion of logic, common sense, science, mantiq, aql, mind. Talk to me about Tawheed. We can prove to you Tawheed without using a verse from the Holy Quran, without using the Hadith. We can prove Tawheed. Without using a Hadith or an Ayah, we can prove Imamah. We can prove Ma'ad. We can prove Adala. We can prove Nubuwwah. Without using any verses from the Holy Quran. Using just the mind. And that's why we stand strong. Stand strong. Anybody who has any questions, let them come and ask us. We have a response. The truth will always prevail. And haqq is always going to prevail. So Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam always had discussions with them. Always. Never did he insult them. Never did he, for example, tell them, no, this is not right, stay at home. Nor did Amir al-Mu'mineen, salamullahi alayhi. Amir al-Mu'mineen was a Khalifa now. He had the authority. One day a man stood up in the middle of the masjid and he told him, Ya Ali ibn Abi Talib, he says, I find this holy Quran, this Quran of yours, contradicts. The verses contradict each other. قال ثكلتك أمك يا ابن الكوى. His name was Ibn al-Kawwa. He said, and on the contrary, the Quran, it proves one the other. The ayah proves one another. Confirms one another. He said, no, and he started listing certain events. We don't have time now to discuss them all. About Allah in one ayah, for example, it says Rabbul Mashriqi wal Maghrib. Another ayah it says Rabbul Mashriqayni wa Rabbul Maghribayn. Another ayah Rabbul Mashariqi wa Rabbul Magharib, and so on and so forth. So he says, what is he? The Lord of the East and the West, or the two East and the two West, or the Lord of all the East and all the Wests? What is it? So Amir al-Mu'mineen gave him a very simple answer. He said, you know, we have an East and a West here in our horizons, but at the same time, other horizon also has an East and a West, and this whole universe has an East and a West. So it's true. Allah is the Lord of the East and the West, one, two East and two Wests, and the whole East and the whole West of the whole universe. So there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, so here, Amir al-Mu'mineen could have told him, no, what you're saying is wrong. I'm the Khalifa, put him in prison. Or put him under house arrest. He could have, he had the authority. But that is not how Ahlul Bayt dealt with ideologies. They always had a discussion with the ideologies. So Ibn Abi al-Awja, this man, when he was talking to those two, Abu Shakir al-Disani said to him, you know what, I'm going to go and challenge him. I will go and challenge him. He said, don't. I advise you. He said, no, I will. He goes, comes back a little while later. He said, now I understand why you say not to go and talk to this man. You know, he said, he spoke to me a language I've never heard anybody speak before. And it's true, he makes my mind twist. You know. So he told him, I told you, I warned you. Stay away from him. And one day, Ibn Abi al-Awja was in the masjid. And one other companion of the Imam, he saw him, he started insulting him. He said, you have deviated people. Whatever you're doing is wrong. Just like we have people, mashallah, also, until this day and age, loud and shout and loud, you know, that's what they are. Ibn Abi al-Awja replied to him, he said, listen, speak to me the same language that your master speaks to me, using logic and common sense. Otherwise, don't speak to me. You know, your teacher speaks to me with this language. So you either speak to me with this language, the language of science, common sense, logic, or don't talk to me. So even Ibn Abi al-Awja, he approves that Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam gives them the advantage or give them the time to express themselves and their ideologies. And Imam al-Sadiq limits them with using common sense and logic. This is the akhlaq of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Because Ahlul Bayt know the truth will prevail. Haqq will prevail. Here we have an issue with Galileo, for example, 350 years later. The force that was opposing him apologized to him. He was on haqq. Whatever he said was right. And that is one reason, mu'mineen and mu'minat, brothers and sisters, this is just as a side note here. That is one reason there was a huge movement against religion in the early 1800s. In the early 1800s, one of the reasons there was a huge movement against religion in the Western world is because of this. People came to the realization that, you know what, we have scientists who are saying the truth, they're getting punished. People who are telling the truth, they're getting punished. So forget this religion altogether. We don't need religion. And that's what caused some of the problems that we're observing today. But in fact, Scientists today are more realizing that, you know what, science and religion comes together. They come hand in hand together. Science and true religion, they don't conflict one another, nor do they contradict one another. They work hand in hand with one another. And that's what Ahlul Bayt have taught us. So, haqq always prevails, the truth always prevails. And since we know that our Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alih and our Imams alayhimus salam are haqq, are true, they're on the truth, they always prevail. Always prevail. And the Shia, the true followers of Ahlul Bayt, they also prevail. Hijr ibn Adi, a companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, Hijr, he gets killed for the love of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And now, if you go to Sham, if you go to Damascus, you'll see his shrine, a mazar, where millions of Zuwar go to visit him every year. Whereas the person who ordered his execution, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, go see his grave. Allah has kept it there for us to learn the grave of Muawiyah and the grave of Hijr. I'm not talking about Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, no. A companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen. A companion. Where is the grave of Hijr and where is the grave of Muawiyah? Where is the grave of Ammar? If you go today in Halab, Aleppo, you go to Aleppo, northern Syria, you'll find the grave, a shrine, a huge shrine, where the Battle of Siffin took place. You'll see it there in Aleppo, in Halab. And you see the shrine of Ammar and Uwais al-Qarani. Shrine. And thousands, if not millions, of people every year go, give them ziyarah and visit them and do salat there. You go to those two graves and then go to the grave of Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan in Al-Bab al-Saghir, an area called the Bab al-Saghir in Sham. Those of you who have been there, you've seen it. And the same place also the grave of Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan, not too far away from him. Just 2 minutes walk from his grave is the grave of Abd al-Malik ibn Marwan. Go see these graves and see those other graves. And we're not talking again about Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi. We're not talking about Imam al-Hasan. No, these are the individuals. Look at them. Haqq will always prevail. And that's why Ahlul Bayt will always prevail. Their enemies, where are they? Imam Hussein, where is he today? And where is Yazid ibn Muawiyah? We don't even know where his grave is. His grave, we don't even know where it is. How he died, there are conflicting reports on how he died. But look at Imam Hussein, salamullahi alayh. Millions, literally, of Zuwar go to his shrine walk to his shrine every single year. So who won? It was the one who is on the haqq. And that's why, brothers and sisters, always try to be on the truth. In this part of the world, we get tempted a lot of times. We get tempted to lie in our taxes. We get tempted to lie on our insurance. We get tempted to lie in our, certain dealings and businesses. And according to some of the fuqaha, it is haram. It is haram to do these things. It's not allowed. You live in this land, you have to respect those laws. The laws of the business, the laws of the trade, the laws of taxes, and so on and so forth. A person cannot lie. Because no matter how much you lie, the truth will surface. One day, some people fear Canada Revenue or the IRS more than they fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, One day they'll come and get you, they'll come and catch you one day. They'll do the auditing and you say, Ya laytani kuntu turaba at that moment, I wish I was not born on that day. So that, the truth will surface, the truth will prevail. So always let's be on the haqq. Say the truth, do the truth. Even if it means I may not be making as much money. I may lose a little bit of money. But at least, at the end of the day, you'll go to your pillow, resting in peace, knowing that, I'm on the haqq. If they come and discuss with me and argue with me, I can show them the proofs, I can discuss with logic, and they know I'm on haqq. Why keep an individual himself vulnerable? For whatever reason. Why? Ahlul Bayt and the Shia of Ahlul Bayt have taught us no. To always be on the haqq, on the straight path. And then you're not vulnerable. Then you're always strong. Even if people take you right away, the truth will come. The truth will surface. Even if it comes 300 years later or 350 years later, the truth will prevail. The haqq will prevail. And Ahlul Bayt will prevail. And that's what Yusuf alayhi salam also teaches us here. And what Allah is teaching us in the Quran. That Even after 18 years of imprisonment, the truth prevailed and haqq prevailed. So let us always make sure that we are on the haqq, and we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to the Surat al-Mustaqim and to make us among those who inshallah always follow the path of Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Some mu'mineen have called and requested special dua. They're not feeling very well, they're ill. And also there are people who have called for hajat. So for those inshallah, mu'mineen, inshallah, for them, Allah to grant them a quick recovery. And also for those mu'mineen who have hajat. And for all of our hajat, let's read this ayah together 5 times inshallah. And may Allah alleviate all the pain and the stress of all the mu'mineen and the mu'minat worldwide. أَمَّا يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ وَيَكْشِفُ السُّوءَ 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 اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله 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 إلهي بفاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها اكشف عنا السوء يا الله اغفر ذنوبنا يا الله شافي وعافي جميع مرضى المؤمنين يا الله على الخصوص من أوصونا بالدعاء اقض حوائجهم وشافي مرضاهم يا الله اللهم اقض حوائج المؤمنين والمؤمنات يا الله رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا اجزهما بالإحسان إحسانا وبالسيئات غفرانا رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء اللهم وعجل لوليك الفرج واجعلنا من شيعته وأنصاره وأعوانه اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن وعلى آبائه في هذه وفي كل وليا وحافظا وقائدا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم نقسم عليك بالزهراء فاطمة إلا ما رزقتنا شفاعة الزهراء يا الله يا الله يا الله لقضاء الحوائج ولشفاء المرضى ولكشف هذه الغمة عن هذه الأمة ولتعجيل فرج مولانا صاحب العصر والزمان وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات لا سيما أرواح أموات الجالسين والحاضرين رحم الله من يقرأ السورة المباركة الفاتحة مع الصلوات بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Mu'mineen, just a couple of reminders. First of all, the summer camp is coming up in about a month or even less than a month. So those of you who have not registered yet, please go ahead and register soon with one of the members here, inshallah, the youth members. The second thing is this coming Tuesday, inshallah, will be the day of the wiladah of Fatima al-Zahra, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayha. So make sure to attend, inshallah. Here we will be starting at 8:20, and if there are any other centers, just make sure you attend anywhere, it doesn't matter, as long as we attend here, inshallah, and remember this great lady, inshallah. And the topic here will be how do we relate and our relationship with Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. So that inshallah will be our discussion for Tuesday. Sallu ala Muhammad wa
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلهي أضم البلاء وبرح الخفاء وانكشف الغطاء وانقطع الرجاء وضاقت الأرض ومنعت السماء وأنت المستعان وإليك المشتكى وعليك المعول في الشدة والرخاء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أولي الأمر الذين فرضت علينا طاعتهم وعرفتنا بذلك منزلتهم، ففرج عنا بحقهم فرجا عاجلا قريبا كلمح البصر، أو هو أقرب يا محمد يا علي يا علي يا محمد. اكفياني فإنكما كافيان وانصراني فإنكما ناصران. يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان الغوث الغوث الغوث، أدركني 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 الساعة الساعة الساعة، العجل 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 يا أرحم الراحمين بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا وارث نوح النبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام ولي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين، فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها، ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي. وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبإيابكم موقن، بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سلم، وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباه، السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله ووداه، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الزكي الناصح، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله بأبي أنتم وأمي، طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم، وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين، السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلاما وأقدمهم إيمانا وأقومهم بدين الله وأحوطهم على الإسلام. أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك فنعم الأخ المواسي. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المحارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم الصابر المجاهد المحامي الناصر، والأخ الدافي عن أخيه، المجيب إلى طاعة ربه، الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل. والحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. اللهم إني تعرضت لزيارة أوليائك